So starting on our next project, I've just come into the project here. I'm going to come into my texture folder, and I've got copied already the Starry Night. It's the Van Gogh painting, okay, that we're going to use as a texture for our next project. So we can close that. I'm going to create a new scene for this. So what I'll do is just use this as it'd be easier to set up the file path, okay, and then just go to save as, and then just change this to particles trails. Accept and save that. Okay, so let's create a new geometry node, and we'll call this trails. Okay, go inside, make a grid. 10 by 10 is fine, but we need more columns and rows. We'll do 50 and 50 for now, but we will need more again. Next, so I want to get that image onto this grid, okay? So you might think, you know, you were going to put it on there as a texture, but I want the information not to be, you know, rendered as a texture, but in the actual points themselves. I want the color information here. So for that, we use something called attribute from map. So I put AFM and it gets it up really quickly. Plug that in. Okay. You see by default there's it's got you know, there's UV checker kind of things. I put this up, you start to see it. Okay, so we can invert that to get it the right way around, like that. So yeah, like that. I'm just looking down here, X going off to the left. Okay, and then find that texture that we just pasted in. So in here, go to text, Starry Night. There we go, beautiful. So obviously the shape isn't right. Okay, that kind of format. So I'm just going to kind of eyeball it and just drop it down, something like that. You could work it out correctly, but it looks more or less right. You know, from our final camera is going to be super zoomed in and stuff, so it doesn't matter too much really. But we're going to need some more resolution here, lots more, so that we can get as much of that information out of that as we can. So I'll go to 1000 by 1000, which should be 1,000,000 points, if I'm right. Yeah. Okay, so we got 1,000,000 points. We get a nice resolution out of that. Now I'm going to scatter some points over the surface, and automatically, if we press D and bring that size up, you can see we're picking up those colors. By default, I think here, point attributes, I think is picking up everything that's on the surface. Okay, so I want 1,000,000 points. There we go. So we get a nice bit of density. Okay, so it does take a bit of time because of the relaxed iterations. That takes a bit of time to compute, but once it's done, it's done, and we can continue. Next, we'll look at you know, changing the position of these points.